this garden a couple of weeks ago was actually full of shrubs that were actually past their use by date. It also had canna lilies which were growing out of control. So to recreate this garden into something tropical and lush, I'm going to start to explain step by step as we go. Well, these are the first two plants that I've put in the ground so far. This is an oleander and this is a beautiful yellow hibiscus. They should grow to about 2.5 meters, and here I am panning around to the west side, which is at the moment at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Is actually very hot. It's about 30 degrees today here in Albany, Western Australia, in the middle of summer. So facing this camera at the moment is our fish pond and barley garden sitting area. We've cut down 2 tree trunks from the property, and they've been concreted into the ground, probably about half a metre into the ground with some concrete around the base. So in a moment I'll be able to show you what their purpose is and carry on from there. This is a recycled louvedour from an old kitchen that I got, and Doug has painted it really nice blue with a blue enamel, and put 2 hooks on the end. So we'll continue to show you where that's going shortly. This is a little view of part of my tropical garden, which I created over the last 2 to 3 years. As you can see, most of it's under the shade of the peppermint trees, which is why I have to try and create some shade over here. As you can see, the whole area, the whole garden is completely in sun. So hopefully I might be able to change that at some stage with some tall plants. Well, we're one step further towards our nice little project. And here we have the louvedour that's been double coated with enamel paint, now hanging from my bush poles. I don't think I've done anything different. This is a huge hole for one of my bigger plants, which is actually going to give me hopefully a little bit of shade. And I'm standing here at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and west of me, or in front of what we're watching now, it's still quite hot and very bright, sunny. So I'm kind of going to go right along this area here with very, very tall plants to give me that shade canopy. This here was originally our very, very old waterfall cum fish pond. So I've cleared that up a little bit. I've stuck a rock lily in there, and the rest of this section here I'm just going to put cocoa fibre that's been soaked in water. That's going to go in between the rocks, and a lot of my bromeliads are going to go in there. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. I've moved on a little bit further. Coming up here, I've put a couple of sticks around my crazy door. I have used the old rockery from the previous fish pond, put all my bromeliads in there, and this was the concrete water feature which I half made and never finished. So I'm actually just going to sit that there as a decoration. The oleander is in, 2 more hibiscus, and this banana tree. And what else have I done? I've put in 1 hibiscus there, 1 there, and I had this lovely big palm in a pot, so I've taken that out and given that a home, and another hibiscus which grows up to 2 meters. And here you'll see that I have a laundry basin or laundry trough, and what I do is, when I have a really nice plant that I like but I don't want it to invade the whole garden, I bury one of these troughs into the ground and put some rocks around the drainage hole before I fill it with soil. So that's going to be having my new orange ornamental ginger planted in there in the next few days. So that's it for the moment. Okay, here we have a very important process happening here. The formers for the garden path, and Doug, my personal maintenance man, has his little trusty helper, Tilly. All the formers are down, ready for the path, and all I have to do now is fill it with some road base and continue with my bricks coming out this way, and then that will be another step further. Well, a couple of steps more into the project, I've put this odd looking blue ladder thingy that I got from the junk shop, and I've put a really nice pink flowering creeper in down there, so hopefully that will climb up and cover all the timber there. Put a couple of paving bricks in just to see how it looks. They're not actually paving bricks, but I got them really cheap, so they're getting used. It's gardening on a budget. Well, this morning I've done a few tiny more bits towards finish things off. As you can see, I have put an old wooden post which I painted in gloss paint. I've put that there and set a pot on top with a really nice pink geranium. I've scattered these rocks down. I have actually put plastic underneath them, which I don't normally use, but there's a lot of weeds here, so I've put the plastic down under the rocks, I've put a little succulent in there, and as you come around, nothing else is new here, except I finished the path. Sort of finished anyway. I need to sweep all the blue metal dust in to the gaps. I noticed that the kangaroos had been eating the hibiscus, so I have erected a brush fence just to keep the kangaroos away, and that's that. I'm quite happy with the way things have turned out so far. This strange red contraption, or it was a metal actually, and I've got that from the junk shop and painted it red, and I'll put a succulent in there that should flow over the edge, and I have a potted palm with some fern in it that was already in a small pot, so that's going to take shape there. The pathway is getting there. It just needs to be swept now. Needs some of the blue metal dust to be swept in there. This morning I've put in the red impatiens down there, and one of those, which I'm not sure, I'm not good with names. The other thing I'd like to show you here is my concrete bird bath, which I've only just filled up with water. And the white part on the inside is actually from a lounge room light fitting that was the shade. So I got that from the junk shop for $2, and you might see on YouTube there's a couple of videos that show you how to do this, and one of my previous videos might show you the concept where I made a great big leaf. So there's Tilly's checking everything out, and at the moment I've just put rocks around it and leveled it out, and I think in the next couple of days I might put some bromeliads around that, but I'll need to buy some more cocoa fibre to set them into place. So looking okay. Not too bad. Well, it's another lovely fresh morning. We've had a little drop of rain, so the plants are all settling in nicely. I found this lovely terrarium at the junk shop, so that's found its place there. And I had to make a branch fence there, just because the kangaroo was eating the hibiscus. I've spent this morning brushing more blue metal dust into the paving bricks. They could be better. I'll finish that later. I've started putting the wood chips down, as you can see, and a few more bromeliads around my little handmade water bowl. And I've put my 2 giant bromeliads into these pots, which are now taking place on top of the poles that I put in the ground. So I'm quite happy so far, and So we're almost there, but not quite. Well, I'm happy to say most of the hard work is done. I love these giant bromeliads. They make a beautiful entrance into another little tropical nook in our garden. The end.